waiting for people to come. I'll be waiting for people to come. I'll be waiting for people to come. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for people to come. Yeah, I'll be waiting for people to come. Yeah, you're welcome. As you come, please join and share and like. Just share and like, comments. Hello. Hello. Hello, people. Hello. Hello, people. Just like it. Let people join. I didn't tell anybody I was coming live, so I can't choose co-host unless I see a co-host. Yeah. Thanks for joining. Please join, like and share. Like and share. I'm not here to play game, right? I'm here to let's talk to one another. I'm not here for any game. I don't play game. If I want to play game, I'll tell you I want to play game, but I'm not here to play game. Thanks for joining. 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 Please like. Tap your screen, please. Tap your screen, please. I'll be starting in a minute. I'll be starting in a minute. I'll be starting in a minute. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I don't do this all the time, but then I still love doing it once I have the time. Now, there is a misconception that people are having about nursing. Now, let me tell you something. Nursing, to me, don't get me wrong, to me, is a ministry. Ask me why. Nursing is a ministry because you are going to be taking care of people that you know nothing about. You are going to be taking care of people that you have never seen before in your life. You're going to be taking care of people that you don't know their family history until you read their notes. You're going to be taking care of people's mothers, people's fathers, people's grandparents. A lot of people are going into nursing because they think it's a means to an end. That is why you can see a nurse in the court of law. They said one break picking leg. I cannot, since I heard that news since 2000 and think that I came to life, I couldn't understand it. I found it so difficult to process in my brain up till now. I find it so difficult. Then I'll go to work sometimes. I'll see the way some of my colleagues will be behaving. I'll be wondering within myself that, do these people know the reason why they are nurses? It's not because you want to be a professional. That's not the point. It's part of it, but that is not the point. I say to people all the time, to be a registered nurse, you must have passed through thick and thin. You will first of all get your O-levels. Some people come through O-levels, go to university. The only reason why I have problem with that is that I need these people to experience as an healthcare support worker or a carer to understand what they are coming into. Because as beautiful as that profession is, it is very, very difficult. Nursing is a beautiful profession. I can tell you tentatively, nursing is beautiful. I adore my heart for nurses. I love them. I respect them. Even doctors that we are respecting, so will ask a nurse, what do you think we should do to this patient? That's the doctor that's supposed to do the diagnosis and know what is wrong with this patient. They will still ask nurses. They will still ask nurses, what are we supposed to do? It's not because they don't know, but because they believe in that nurse. Why? Because the nurse is the one on the shop floor. She's on the shop floor that has met that patient, that has seen the patient, be you in care home, be in residential, be in anywhere. You are the one that you just sort of connect to the patient, to the resident, connect to the person you're taking care of. Do you think it's ordinary? It's a ministry. There are some people, they have a lot of bitterness in their hearts. They cannot do nothing. And once they find themselves in nursing, they are the ones that look very frustrated. They are the ones that report at every little thing. They will not ask you, they will not correct you, they will not tell you anything. The thing is that they are going to report. Why are they reporting? All because they want position. Don't get me wrong. Some report for genuine reasons. Don't get me wrong. Thank you very much, Olubukola Royal Deoye George. Thank you very much for the roses. Some report for genuine reasons, but for as long as I've been a support worker and I'm a dual qualified nurse and I have an honorary doctorate degree in health management, my dear, no, I'm not playing game. I'm sure this person wants to play a game. I'm not playing game. I'm discussing something very important that we nurses have to realize. Know our power, know our strength, and do a lot of researches. Do a lot of researches. Olubukola said no. I don't understand what you mean by no. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Were you the one that just asked to come up? Were you the one that wanted to co-host with me? If you're the one, I can add you. I want nurses to come on board. Let's talk. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you, my dear. Do you understand? Nursing is a ministry. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because how would you be? You see people going on the road. They see someone that even want to shake them. We have seen a lot of experiments on social media. They want to shake them. See the way they will run away. But you as a nurse, a patient walks in through the door. You don't know this patient before. You don't know anything about this patient. You just connect to the patient. Why? Because you want to take care of the patient. Oh, it's my patient. Most of us even personalize the patient. We say, oh, that's my patient. We run helter-skelter for somebody we don't know anything about. That it is what they tell us from their mouths that we will write and we will work with. And you're telling me nursing is not a ministry. There are people that cannot stand to take care of others. I say it all the time. I've met a lot of people. They cannot stand to take care of others. But I found some in the nursing profession. And guess what? They find it so... That's a level I go in, my darling. Hey, baby. Are you there? But they find it so difficult. I worked with one recently. And she complained about these support workers like there is no tomorrow. She didn't do this. She didn't do that. She didn't do the other one. Nikki, come and see, because I was the charge nurse. I looked at her. I swapped my support workers with her. She was still complaining about my own support workers that Emi told me, see, Lori. Because I say it all the time. No doctor, and I repeat, no doctor can function in the hospital without the nurses. And let me bust your bubble. No nurse can function in the hospital without the support workers. We work as a team. A team, that's what we are. A team, that's what we are. And a charge nurse is there. And you think it's not a ministry. You don't know the person before, but the person comes through the door. And straight off, no matter how angry you are, that's your patient that just come through the door. You have a PIN number to defend. You want to do your best. I have met fantastic nurses. I am not going to mince words. Nurses, the salary they collect is not equal to the love, the care, and the treatment they give to the patient. Take it to the bank. Put my name there that I said it. If you're a nurse and you are bitter, you're in the wrong profession. If you're a nurse and you're not lovely, you're in the wrong profession. Don't get me wrong, we have our ups and downs. We have times that we are not going to be happy. We have times that we want to be on our own. That's during our break. And you understand, we have times that some of our colleagues are nothing but people that can report for the whole world. They can report Sunday to Sunday. Even when there's nothing to report, they can report. That's how bad they are. Y'all do are welcome. That is how bad they are. They will report anything reportable. Tekute ba kojagon, they will report that tekute. They are not nurses. You will go into an hospital, you will go into a ward, you go into a unit, you go into a residential home. You will see some nurse, you will love them. You ask yourself why. It's because the aura around them, the aura surrounding them is beautiful. It's beautiful. I remember when I was first qualified as a mental health nurse, I grew to love a particular woman after reading her nursing notes. Since age 5, she never had a family. Since the age of 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She never had a family. Thank you for following. She never had a family. All she knew in her life was care. She has been thrown into the care system. And I look at myself. I went to the corner I went into the toilet and I wept. Do you know why I wept? I'm here complaining that I have no shoe. Or I'm here complaining that my mom did not call me. That was that time when my mom was alive. I'm angry with her. Who is going to call this woman that has been in the care system since age 5? Who is going to call that woman? She doesn't even have children. I don't know. That was how I clicked with her. Even when I am off, I will be calling and asking after her. You think these people, they don't know Abi? And then she's got dementia, they said. I'm talking about how many years ago? I was a key worker. I just loved her. Sometimes I'll be weaving her hair. Even I don't know how to weave hair. Even when she's so angry and she sees me, she comes and lie down by my side, put her head on my leg when I'm on break and stay with me. I will feed her. I'll give her a medication. I'll do everything. I'll say, this is your support worker. I have to go. Mag, you have to sit down there. She will sit down. Do you want me to burst your bubble? Recently in the hospital, after more than 10 years, this same woman recognizes me as I was coming into the hospital for a night shift. She recognizes me and she called my name. She's 100 years old now. This 2025, she'll be 101. I did not recognize her on time, but I looked at her. I said, I think I know this place. But I went inside, took my hand over. She came and stood by the door. When I came out, she looked at me and smiled. Flashback in my memory. I said, Margaret, I lifted her up. That is a woman that they said that has got dementia, but she can remember the caregiver, the woman that loved her despite everything she does. And you're telling me nursing is not a ministry. You gonna need to check your head. Every time I go to work in that unit, before I started going to the nursing home, every time I go, she will sit by the nursing station and wait for me. Once I walk through the door, I want a cup of tea. I want this. I'll satisfy her. I'll tell her, you are going to sit with me today, and that shift will be quiet. And you're telling me Nursing, being an healthcare professional is not a calling. Think about it. Have a think about it. If you're in the healthcare profession and you're not selfless, it's a problem go, and you have a PIN number, let me tell you something. I just pray you don't lose that PIN number. Because if being an healthcare professional, if you think being a nurse is how you're going to get rich, you're in the wrong profession. No. I'm a dual qualified nurse after doing my mental health nursing. And I did it and I felt I don't know how to switch off from work. I think because of the attachment I've got with that lady. I don't know how to switch. I went back to school to do adult nursing and it sort of balanced it for me. And right now, I crochet. I'm not your regular nurse. No, I crochet. I sell this. I crochet. What I'm wearing, I did myself. This art, I crocheted. This, I crocheted. I do MC. I do surprise parties. You know, I organize things. I'm not your regular MC. I'm an agency nurse. Because I know nursing is a calling. I love my profession. I love it endlessly. But I know the money they pay me is not equal to the service I render. So what do? I stay there and still do other things and still make little money from it. But what I've come to tell you now, that I'm explaining to you now as it stands, if you're a nurse and you're not selfless, I pray you don't lose your pain. If you're a nurse and you're not a caring person naturally, I pray you don't lose your pain. Because you will get to work and some of your patients will do things that will upset you. You will get to work, some of your colleagues will be miserable. And do you know the irony of it all? We say these patients are patients, these residents are residents. It is not the residents that makes the job difficult. It is your colleagues, my colleagues. Welcome, my mommy Adebimpe Alasho Adura. I would love to bring her up if she wants to come up. I'll wait for her. If she wants to come up, I'll bring her up. I want to bring nurses up. Let us talk. And you're a nurse. Agency, ward nurse, nursing home nurse, whatever nurse you call yourself. Ade. Thank you very much. Hello, my darling sister. Hello, how are you? And you are a nurse. And you're thinking in your brain somewhere. Oh, you're at work. Oh, welcome. Oh, you're at work. Okay, no problem. Work well, ma. Work well. You understand? And you will look at it. The patient that you are coming to take care of, these patients are not feeling fine. They are not giving you problem. It is your own colleagues that are giving you problem. And when you check them properly, these are the ones that are not supposed to be nurses. They don't care one bit. All they want to do is to report. I tell you, nursing is a ministry. Nursing is a ministry. You must be a selfless person. You see some nurses outside. You see them, they'll be getting angry. Go and look at them at work. The way they are doing, darling, my darling, how would you? And you can see the genuinity in them. That is a field they love. That is somewhere they love to be. They want to give the care. I called one of my support workers. I said, the only reason why I'm sending you home is simple. He said, why? I said, you see that patient you screamed at because the patient screamed at you and you pushed the patient. Luckily, I was there. That's the reason why you're going. He said, no, the other time he pushed me and I fell. I said, you would have told me I would not put that patient with you. Another colleague of mine saw the whole thing. and was waiting to see my reaction because we are both of us, me and the support worker. And she's another one. She was waiting patiently. When she went to her unit, I don't know what she had gone to say upstairs. I told the guy, you have to go home. I will take your place. He said, you're sending your brother home. I said, yes, I'm sending my brother home because my brother wants my PIN number to be taken off me. You push that patient in the presence of the camera, behind the camera, provided me, I have seen you. You are going home because I don't know what you will do if I'm not there. And this patient they are under my care. Guess what my other colleague went to do? She had called the manager, called the deputy manager, called everybody. The charge nurse, the person you put in charge of the unit, or one of our brother, has done, as they did not call me immediately. They waited until 12 midnight. And my manager now called. Nikki, are you okay? I said, yes, I'm okay. What's been going on in the world? I said, nothing in particular, apart from the fact that I just sent one of the support workers home. She said, why? I said, because an incident happened. You'll be reading it and it's going to write as well. She said, okay. She dropped the phone. After a few minutes, she called me back. She said, you mean you have sent, he called the guy's name, you sent him home? I said, yes. He said, wow. I'm not sure she called the lady's name, knows, because she's the one that called me around 9:30 and told me what happened and said Nikki is not sending that support worker home. She didn't come and ask me. That is why anytime I see, you understand what I mean? I see, I always tell them, I call them, I'll tell them, be careful. Please be careful. Because if you miscojive, you will go home. I would rather run this ward with 2 support workers than run it with 5 support workers that are dangerous. Because so has gone to report me now. She didn't know I have sent so and so home. They were shocked. I said, that's why I keep telling you. These patients you see there, they are not your problem. They are not feeling well. That's why they are here. Some of them are feeling well, but they don't have emotional stability. That's why they are here. Some of them are feeling well, but their family have abandoned them. That's why you're here. As a nurse, you will be a counselor. You'll be their nurse. You'll be their everything at a particular time. At a particular time, you'll be their everything. Are you understanding me? I heard one of my colleagues that what she told me. She was shocked. She said, Nikki, you heard this and you came to ask me. I said, I came to ask you because I want to give you support. I didn't come to ask you because I want to tell the whole world. She said, no, Nikki, you're not understanding me. That you came to ask me, that you are not there, but you took it upon yourself to come and ask me. It blew my mind. I said, why? He said, because most of my colleagues that were there when this incident happened have been avoiding me. Instead, when they ask them questions, they keep throwing me under the bus. I said, no. It's not like, life is not like that. No matter the offense of a doctor will never throw his colleague under the bus. If you're a nurse here, you will understand what I'm talking about. They always defend themselves. They will acknowledge the mistake. Like one that cannulated the patient and left the needle inside there. We told the consultant. The consultant said, yes, I've seen the incident form. As he removed it, we said, yes, we've removed it. We don't know what happened again. But if it is a nurse, you will tell the whole unit. They will tell, so they will go and tell support worker herself. That's what we do to ourselves. That is what we do to ourselves. Being a nurse is the grace of God. I can tell you. There are some professions that I look at, I'll say, no, this is a calling. It's just like, let's say, being a teacher. If you cannot impart knowledge in people, waiting you define, go do teacher. Oh, because there is no job. So that you'll be collecting money and be. The knowledge you're imparting into somebody, can anybody pay for it? It cannot be paid for. I call that teaching job a ministry as well. I am very compassionate about my profession. I love my profession. Sometimes I get frustrated when I see, I've been following that girl's case that went to neonatal unit and I could not watch it. The way she mount pressure on that baby's leg, breaking baby's legs. What is that kind of person doing in nursing? What is she looking for? Is she in the right place? But I can tell you, those are the kind of people that will report any flight that passes by. Because they will leave their job, they will report any flight that passes by. So if you're a nurse, I'm happy to tell you today, you have a ministry, and that ministry you are fulfilling. I'm happy to tell you today, you have a ministry, that ministry you are fulfilling. I tell people the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is self. Everything myself, Ele myself, Kinikon myself, the other one myself. Everything is self. There is nothing that you have done that is not self. That is the opposite of love, not hate. Hate is not opposite of love. You ask me, that's what I'll tell you. You wake me in my sleep, that's what I'll tell you. The opposite of love is self. So if you're a nurse like me, like this, with this color like this, be careful out there. Because one thing that is killing us again is the way we talk as Africans. We do a lot of gesticulation. We do a lot of talking at the top of our voice. We do a lot of, I met a nurse. She's from Rwanda. The way and manner this nurse spoke to another nurse in my presence, me and that other nurse were agency nurse. I was forced, and the other nurse, now white girl, I was forced to talk to call that nurse and say, this is wrong. The way you have spoken is very, very wrong. And she looked at me and said, oh, who are you to tell me? Well, I said, no. There's nothing like who you are, because I'm an agency nurse does not mean I cannot tell you the truth. If you think you can shout, I'm a Nigerian. I will shout you down. But be professional. It goes a long way. Be professional. Not knowing that the Caucasian girl, she has gone to look for the matron, gone to other support workers, directed her everywhere she would go to. She went there. And the matron came. That was when she now started murmuring in my ear. That's the way I talk. You should know better now. We are Africans. That's what I said, yes. A lot of us talk like this, but we have gone to learn how to tone down our voice. We have gone to learn how to know the rhythm of our voice. We have gone to learn the kind of content that shouldn't be coming out of our mouth. We have gone to learn a lot of things. So you don't have a reason, because you cannot shout when we want to do shouting match. I'll be Nigerian girl. We can be dramatic if we want to be. She was looking at me. I said, yes. You see me when I talk at work, you will think an angel is talking. I had to go and learn it. I put my power there. I put my strength there. I put my everything there. Learn it. Because the tone of your voice goes a long way in nursing, especially if you're a mental health professional. Thanks for the like. The tone of your voice goes a long way. The rhythm of your voice goes a long way. The depth of your voice goes a long way. The content of your voice is the last thing that they will check. If you want to ask a question without writing it down, it is the way, it is the tone that you use that will determine if you're asking a question or you are fighting the person. And you know us blacks, make we no like give ourselves. Our nurses come and be, they understand what I'm talking about. When we want to talk, we'll be shouting, Orolanso, but we are screaming. How do you expect a Caucasian or somebody from another culture to understand what you're saying? Because the person will think you're fighting them. They won't know that, wait, Orolanso, she's trying to explain something, no? Then they think that you're supposed to explain under 20 minutes. You're using the old shift to explain it. That's why I tell us every day, as blacks, we need to go and do a lot of CPDs. Go and learn how to tone your voice. Go and learn how to talk. Go and learn the rhythm of your voice. Go and learn. You see, when Oyibo person, they read book, give the pikin, every exclamation mark, every comma, every full stop, every question mark, they obey it. But when most of us are reading like this, we'll just be reading. Can it make sense again? But be intentional. As nurses, be intentional. I did tell you, be intentional that as a nurse, be intentional that when you are reading, when you are asking questions, it should be sounding like a question. When you are making sentence, it should sound like you're making sentence. That is why some of us cannot read to our children, because we will end up confusing the children. The children will now follow what you have said. At the end of the day, one might be baggy. Thank you very much for your likes. At the end of the day, one might be baggy, and you call yourself a nurse, where you are a communicator. You communicate. See, nursing is about communication, documentation. You will communicate from morning till night. And everything you have said, you need to put it up here because you're going to document it. And this documentation, your next colleague is going to read it. That colleague must understand it. You see the reason why I said nursing is a ministry. Because somehow, you're telling the next person, this patient had a fall. I called the telemed. I told them I need a doctor. I gave them all the data of these patients. They said they want to see the patient, but they cannot come. Do I have a video? Can I switch it to video? I took it to them. They looked at the patient. They now said, this is bad. Does the patient have an ACP? You say no. Okay, this patient, we need to call the ambulance. They book ambulance for this patient to be taken to the hospital. Shebara lo so. Now talk when you open your mouth, talk so. That led to that. But a situation where you don't even know what to say. It's not like you don't know what to say, but you don't know how to say it. You have opportunity. There are loads and loads of resources out there in NMC, in RCN. Join RCN. Join the Royal College of Nursing. They've got loads of resources that you can use. But if you're a nurse for a wrong reason, it only comes by £50 an hour. Aye John niyan o, kò kin ṣe sin mo. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it is okay for a patient to harass you. No. I'm not saying it's okay for a patient to be rude to you. No. I'm only saying that one, nursing is a ministry. You see that patient that you have gone to meet, Areo Yalof Ibewas Hospital. It is you that will be conscious of yourself in the patient's presence. Let's take, for example, a patient that is having a manic episode. That's bipolar 1, right? That is having a manic episode. While that patient is having a manic episode, that is when you move close to the patient and you're trying to hold the patient. If that patient carries something and eats you, or the patient tells you something you don't like, you will say that patient has done something. You want to respond. Are you well? No. You well? We know this patient is not feeling well. We would have read the notes, we would have understood, and will know how to approach the situation. But a situation whereby your communication skill is zero, your listening skill is zero, you just want to give the medication. You don't even understand what you're doing. What can we say about that? If I have any nurse that is on this live chat that wants to come up, please make a request. Indicate, I'll bring you up. I'll bring you up. Then we talk about it. Let us develop an habit of supporting one another. Let us be sincere. Let us have integrity. Whatever you don't know and anybody says you should do it as a nurse, if you are not competent, you are not competent. Tell the person you don't know how to do it. Mafio ojuti loshe. Because you're taking care of lives. These are human beings. It is their life. Don't make mistake. Your mistake might be fatal and you send the person to the world beyond and your PIN number will be struck off. Waiting you won't tell yourself, say you did do. That's the question. What do you want to tell yourself that you're doing? What is the thing? One thing people don't know in nursing is that nursing is so diverse. I have a colleague that has been qualified 20 years ago. She is not a shop floor nurse. She's not a ward nurse. She is a DN. You know what they call DN? A district nurse. When she registered with my agency and came and said she has been transferred to, she's got a shift in one of these nursing homes, I said, okay. Just for her to call me from the nursing home around, in your Tobere shift in 8 o'clock, called me around 10 o'clock. Nikki, can I do video? I said, yeah. We switched on to video. Guess what? My friend does not even know how to give medication. And she's been qualified for 20 years. And she was shaking. And I told her, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. She said, why? I said, you are supposed to be shadowing. Oh, the person that I'm supposed to shadow, she's in one place. I said, then you wait. Oh, Nikki, this is a very disgraceful ask. Why won't I know how to give medication? I said, it's not like you don't know how to give medication. But giving this kind of medication, you don't understand the ropes. They have to teach you. She said, yes. I said, yes. They have to teach you. Wait for the person you are shadowing. Don't go and do a proco and give person you are supposed to give lorazepam. You are giving the person doxycycline. Doxycycline. Don't keep people. These are human beings. She said, okay, I'll wait. In the morning, she came to my house. She said, Nikki, thank God that I called you. I almost committed a blunder. I said, then it will not be the fault of the home. It will be your fault. Because you're supposed to shadow somebody. But because you want to show that, not before nursing, you go to show what thing you don't know. Because you're dealing with people's life. Not before nursing. You go to show skills. Only show the skills that you can defend. Don't show the skills that you cannot defend. Do not show it. The skills that you cannot defend, don't show it. Let them train you. Know what you're doing. I say you saw one of those Caucasians She's also a what? A DN. She's been doing training since when? But you saw another one that is darky like me and you. Only 2 days of official training. I said because we learn differently. We learn in different ways. Differently. And when I spoke to that one, he said he's been an hospital nurse, but it took off and went to do DN for a very long time. So he had to do shadowing. After 2 days, he told them that he can give. And he gave all his medication. And my friend is there wanting to compare herself with that one. I say, I pity you. You are the kind of people that will be competing for what I don't know. What are you contesting? Your PIN number is your PIN number. My PIN number is my PIN number. Learn. So please, if you're a nurse here, if you're an healthcare practitioner here, please take your time to go and do a lot of trainings on how to communicate. Communication in nursing is one massive thing. If you don't know how to communicate, I'm telling you, your documentation will be rubbish. If you don't know how to communicate, you'll be getting yourself in trouble a lot. Yeah? You'll be getting yourself in a lot of wahala that you would have avoided. Put yourself through communication. Put yourself through communication. Thank you, Auntie Doyin. Thank you very much for sharing. Put yourself through communication classes. Join RUCN. Students are joining RUCN. People are joining RUCN. There are lots of tools. If it's the one that you want to be listening to, yes, go to class and listen to it. It's important. I'm even telling the nurses that has been qualified since 1902. No can they do organ unnecessarily. There are things you don't know because nursing has changed. I was talking to a bandit, and she looked at me and said, Nikki, if it were to be now that I'm doing my nursing, if they tell me that I should come and go and retrain, I will stop. I said, well, I said, because I cannot pass. I laughed. And she's one of the best. Oyibuni, she said it outrightly. She did not hide her mouth. Everybody was looking at her. Thank you very much, Auntie Doyin, for sharing. Please share or bring other people so that we will know. So that we won't go and fail. So that our PIN number will not go and lose it overnight. It is not worth it. I can tell you that. It is not worth the stress we give to one another. If you're in a country that you can learn a lot of things from, that's the kind of country you find yourself. If you see your seniors that are seniors and they are darky, ask them questions. Ask them questions. If you ask them questions, be a teachable person. Because I can tell you there are lots of people that are not teachable. I have met a lot. And I can tell you one thing for free. This is a lot that I have met. Jesus Christ. Some of them go, I won't run. Because they are not teachable. When they are okay, you can imagine. I will speak this one in Yoruba. Kí èèyàn kò fẹ́ fún yàn ní morphine sulfate tó jẹ́ injection, kó dẹ̀ fà jáde kó fẹ́ fún yàn through ẹnu. Luckily, I was stood behind her. I quickly screamed and rushed her. Luckily for us, our méjèèjì la wà ńbẹ̀. Kí ni mo ṣe fún? This is a lady I spoke to 2 weeks ago. And I was correcting her. I said, people that you're supposed to learn from, you're doing shoulder for them. Because you say you're an international nurse and you know. Sister, I beg to disappoint you. You don't know no jack shit. It is your type that will allow Onwokini Burukui come about wa sọ̀rọ̀ anyhow. Once to bá ti dúdú báyìí, they just ọkọ̀ ro nínú mind ẹ̀ pé international nurse ni. You don't blame them. Nothing wrong with international nurse at all. Nothing wrong with them. I've met the ones that are fantastic. I've met the ones that have been promoted right there in my very before, and I was asked, I said they deserve it and more. Because they've been fantastic, they've proved their worth. But if you meet the ones that are not teachable, you go they cry. Say, how this person take pass? Am I making sense? How this person take pass? Please, if you're a nurse, if you're an healthcare professional, please, there are some trainings you got to put yourself through. You need this training to stop you from all this while going up, left, right, and center. You need this training. Any way you want to take Siam, you need this training. Go for continuous personal development. Pay for some if you're self-employed. Pay. Learn it. You'll be okay. Be intentional about your tone of voice. Be intentional about the way you talk at work. Be very intentional. I'm not saying don't gist with them, but mind the kind of gist that you're gisting with them. Now, when you want to talk to the patient, be careful. Your tone of voice. When you want to even talk to your colleague, your tone of voice goes a long way. A very long way. Your tone of voice goes. Please, nurses, support workers, carers, healthcare is professional. In any part of health that you find yourself, please. We got to learn how to communicate. We got to learn how to listen. Most of us don't listen. We just think we know it all. We don't. Even me, I am still training till that kingdom come. Don't mind me. I said it before. I'm not your regular nurse. I'm just trying to do something, you know. I'm not your regular nurse. Say it all the time. Please, put yourself through resources that will help you with your communication skills. That will teach you how to tone your voice. That will teach you the content. That will teach you the rhythm. That will teach you how to talk to people. Because if you can talk to others, you'll be able to talk to other people outside and they will appreciate you. But when you are not a good communicator, when you don't know when to stop, when to start, when to ask questions, when to continue with your sentence, you'll have problems at work. That's when they will say, she's rude. Look at the way she's talking to Lagbaja. Look at the way she's talking to Kamedu. And she's screaming. She's that. Everybody can scream. I told you about the Rwandan girl. I told her, me, I be Naija babe. When I scream on you, I will scream on you, you will be quiet. But you only do that at home. You don't talk to your colleagues like this. I told her. Then later she needed me to defend her. Why would I defend something that is wrong? Because we get the same color. No, now. I warned you before it happened. And you say you are the nurse in charge of that shift. What are you teaching others? I told her my peace of mind. Because a lot of people have complained. But if Batoyibo Lord complain, me saying, I want ballet. I want ballet. Money not to listen. That's when she remembered that Dudu and me, we are supposed to support each other. I say, I'm not against you. The way you spoke to me, you see me, I was just looking at you first because I know that you will go and speak to someone else like that and the person will not find it funny. Hey, but that's the way my voice is. I say, I reminded her again, me, I be Naija babe. If I won't scream, you go shut up. You must obey. She looked up and said, yeah. I said, yes, if I scream on you now, you will wee in your pants. I'm sure going to say Nanjani. I want to get my lower back gestically. I just intentionally train myself, train my voice. That's why even if I'm preaching in church, my voice is very calm. No matter the topic you give to me. It's because I've trained myself that way. I don't do acrobatics when I'm preaching. I say it the way it is. The way I'm being led, that's the way I say it. I don't jump up, I don't jump down, no. Because it's an intentional way that I train my voice. I'm at work 24/7. So it has now gone through all the things I'm doing. Except in some exceptional cases. Please. Nursing is a ministry. It is a calling. If you are just joining, go and watch it from beginning. I will repost it so that you understand what I mean. It is a ministry. It is a calling. If you don't have it, you either pray for it or you go and learn it. If they learn it. Because I don't think they learn it. So I see some nurses are frustrated. Ask them the reason. It's the same job you're doing that they are doing now. Nothing different from Mama. But they are just frustrated. Because ministry, no, kolowa. No kan gbọ́ pé when you're generous, ni òun náà wá generous. That's the truth. Wọ́n gbọ́ pé when you're generous, òun náà wá generous. How they pass, you'll be asking yourself. You won't know how they pass. But then pass, sha. Anyway, I just said to come and talk to you guys today, to all the beautiful nurses out there. I salute you. God bless you. And right on, the Lord is your strength. The Lord is your strength. You guys are angel. You guys are not celebrated. We are not celebrated enough. But on this my platform, I go celebrate nurse so they nurse self go consider won't do party for this platform. I respect you and I give you all the kudos. God bless you. Until I come your way again, it's your girl Nikki Badmus, AKMC Honorable Laiwola. I'm going to repost it so that you can listen to it. Please. Our communication skills goes a long way. Join RCN. Resources are there. And also, I'll use this medium to tell you about Triple N UK, where they support you no matter what the situation is. And the convener is, her name is Rachel. I can't pronounce her surname very well. We are based in Manchester, but we are all over England. We support Nigerian nurses. That's it. We support Nigerian nurses. Whether we like it or not, our voice must be heard. Thank you and God bless.